Hi, in this video we're going to take a look at a couple of different Chrome extensions that you can use as productivity tools, either on your own for your own productivity or that you can implement with students. And so the first one we're already looking at, it's a extension called Momentum, which creates a personalized dashboard when you log into Chrome. So instead of seeing the Google search bar, you're going to see a page that looks like this. Things that are included is you have a nice image in the background. You have at the bottom motivational quote, and is personalized. Good afternoon, Aaron. And then what I really like is you have the ability to add tasks that you need to complete in a priority task. So my priority task for today is finishing the blog for 7430. I juggle, grad school, capstone, jobs, kids, all of that. And so each day I have a number of things that I have to get done. I don't get everything done each day, but there are, a number of things. So I like that this extension allows me to add a little to-do list. And so no matter what computer I log on, as long as I'm logging into my Google account, I'm going to see this personalized dashboard with my to-do list. So I've added the must for today. Grade all my courses, email my capstone participants, and email my 12-week students as well. And then, of course, finishing this blog. And so as I go through these items, I can check them off. And again, no matter what computer I'm working on, I know where I am on my to-do list for the day. If you wanted to upgrade, which I don't recommend, but if you wanted to upgrade, you could add multiple to-do lists for multiple days and things of that nature. It is kind of expensive. It's $40 for the year if you upgrade, or if you pay monthly, it's even more than that. The dashboard also shows you the weather, which is nice to have. And if you need to get to your Google search tab or just your regular Google tabs, you can hit on this Chrome tab, and it's going to bring up your regular Google page. So this is what I normally see when I log in. So that's the first one. That's, again, called Momentum. I have it up here. The second one we're going to look at, I have over to the right, is one called Clockify. And so this one would be good for us as KSU iTech students. We have to log a lot of time for structured field experiences and unstructured field experiences. And of course, we have our capstone logs. And so instead of keeping up with it in a calendar or having to write it down when you start a task and complete a task, you can use this extension. In the classroom, a good use would be if students were working together, in groups or on their own, and they had X amount of time to work on a task. If they had this extension, they could use it as well. So let's take a look. So let's say I want to work on content for my capstone. So I'm going to type in capstone content, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and you can see a timer has started. And so I'll just go about my business on the computer and do the work that I need to do while this timer is going. Once I go into my dashboard, I can add different project names. And since I haven't done that yet with this extension, but I do plan to, because I think it's going to be a really good way to especially keep up with my capstone hours, as mine is online, and I'll be on the computer a lot for it. So I'll have a capstone project tab, and then I can put all my hours for that there. Once you've finished the task, you can click OK, stop, and it's added to what you've done for today. If you come up here to the little hamburger setting tab, click on it, and it'll take you to your dashboard, which is cool, because if you go into the dashboard, you get a bigger picture of the things that you've kept time for. Another area where this would be good is for any type of work where you have to clock in and clock out. For example, I do independent contracting work, and it's on the computer, and it's by hours. And so in the past, I've written down when I started a task at 3 o'clock and finished the task 4:15. Instead of writing it down and then adding it to my spreadsheet, I could use this extension to keep up with that time and keep it in its own project. And so this is what your dashboard looks like, where you can keep up with everything. And I think this would be a really cool tool to, if you needed to keep up with time working on a project or students or things like that. There's a lot of different tabs over here that you can explore for this particular extension. And then the last one that I'm going to look at or talk about is Screencastify. This is a screen video recorder that does not make you create an account, which is really cool. So it'd be great with students to use. Unless you upgrade, you have a 5-minute limit on videos. So that's something to keep in mind. But I think if you are making an instructional video or going over homework or posting something to your website about a topic, I think 5 minutes would be plenty of time. And on the flip side of that, if you wanted your students to make a short video or maybe a presentation where they have audio over a PowerPoint or something like that, you could use this as well. So I'm going to use my desktop, and then I'm going to hit record. And then once I do that, you can't see it because it's on my other screen. I have split screens. It's asking me which screen I want to record. And I click the one that we're on. And it gives you a countdown. And it's kind of hard to see, but down at the bottom, you have a couple of different tools that you can use with this Screencastify. One I like is the focus tool. And this is very cool because it highlights the web page. So you could be, say you're talking about a graph or something with your kids, and you could say, we're looking at this graph, and you have that tool right there. It also has a clicker where you can highlight, and it's not going to work on this web page, but if you had a piece of text, you could click and highlight that text. There's a pen, which I like too, if you were making a video, or if the kids were, talking about a PowerPoint, they can draw on it. 2 + 2, doing some math, equals 4. And it's recording everything that you do. And so say, you're happy with it. Come back up here. And we're just going to go ahead and stop it. And another thing I really like about this is instead of having to upload it somewhere, like with Screencast-O-Matic, you have to go to YouTube or something like that, you can get a shareable link directly as soon as you're finished. So you can see it's playing back. I can get an embed code. I can publish to YouTube if I want to do that. There's more options. You can send it to a student in email. Hi, Johnny student. Sorry you're absent today. Here's a quick overview of the lesson we went over. And you can just email that out to the student's parents. And the student, you can get a QR code, and then you can integrate it with Google Drive. So this is a very cool tool, an easy one to put into Google Chrome, or Chrome rather, and use with your students.